country. It's far away, very far away where I live. I try to work my English, it's not so good. For this reason, I try to speak more slow. For a start, in this opportunity, I talk about my day as a hoof trimmer. My name is Jose Borkert. I am a member of the Hoof Trimmer Association for 14 years. And this is where it's very good where I live. This is the Osorno Volcanoes. This is in the region of the lake. It's very beautiful, very similar in this area. It's obviously opposite in the season now. Where I am, I come from a family of dairy farmers. All my family is dairy farmers. Principal, my uncle is he worked with flexible, similar to flexible. My father's farm. This is the view he having where I live. This is the grass system. It's a very rainy place. Sometimes my father tell me when I finish my study of veterinarian, I say to my father some advice to improve, the production, different stuff. But my father one time tell me it's very easy when it's another thing when you use the guitar, when you play the guitar. For this reason, I thinking about it. I try to show what is the correct way to produce. For this reason, I don't have money in this moment, but I rent a farm. This farm is empty, it's nothing on this farm. It's very degraded, it's old, I start my project, my own project with my wife. My wife is a veterinarian too. He take me with my hands. One person helped me to build this infrastructure. It take me 6 months to start milking cows. What kind of cow start my business? With lame cows. Buy it to my customer, 20 cows, 40 cows. I make a big herd. Now I have 88 hectares. I'm milking 161 cows. The average and the maximum production is 30 liters average. It's very, very nice. This is different interview make me. Some guys from Chile. This is my assistant. Yep. And sometimes I work with bulls, but it's only 1% of my customers bulls, only for show, for exhibition, certification. I am a veterinarian from the Austral University. I have a Master of Science from the Austral University, Science. I take with Pete Lesterman 2011 the PTC Hoof training. But before, my teacher in my university, Dr. Maya, teach me the Dutch method. It's many years ago, before to PTC Hoof training. I am an active member of the Hoof Trimmer Association for 14 years, and active participant for 14 years in the Luminant Conference. My first was in Rotorua, New Zealand. Active member for 14 years of Chilean Society of Pediatrics, and I am in this moment secretary of the Latin American Welfare Association for 6 years. I'm a farmer and trimming cows for 21 years. I try to introduce what happened in Latin America. The prevalence of lameness in Latin America, you can see, is very different. In Chile, the country, I have more research about that. For your reference, Chile have to 32% of prevalence, different word. My teacher, Mr. Talis, my Christian Thomas, person different, This is the total head I have in our country is beef with the dairy cows all together, 3 million. If you can see the potential of different countries in Latin America, like Brazil, 280 million. It's a lot, This is the prevalence in Colombia, Ecuador, Peru. It's similar to other countries. But it's only find one word or two in every country. It is necessary more research about that. For us, it's very important in Chile because I have some data about the cooling cow. You can see the principal cooling cow in our country is for mastitis, reproduction, and lameness. It's over 20% of the cooling cows is considered lameness into these numbers. Our country is very long country. You can see the continental country is around 4,270 kilometers long. Where I live is in this red point. This is the region of the lakes. Where I live, in this area, you can find the 75% of the dairy cows in our country. For the reason I live there. But in this region, the principal system is the grass system, similar to New Zealand, very similar to New Zealand. In fact, in this area, I have some guys from New Zealand investment. This guy have around 80,000 dairy cows. It's very near to my home. But subdivide is 47,000 acres subdivided in more small units. You know? Yeah, but the total milking 80,000 dairy cows in this country. It's cubic years principle. I moved around 1,200 kilometers driving with my chute for gift service every 6 months in this area, very close to the capital city. In this area, you can find a typical system into the Mars. Very similar. The high production cows, the average is 40 or 44 liters average milking. He worked in different countries like Costa Rica, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Brazil, Argentina, also China, training people. I like to train because one of my part of my time is feed cows, teach people, farmers, and I work with some universities too. This is kind of training I do with the different people inside different countries. How many years training? 21 years. I started with these beautiful girls from Utrecht University, Nina, Sita, Nonike, and a friend from Ecuador, and worked together for 6 months for one project. Just when I started training with this kind of shoot, very basic shoot in the Australian University. This is the shoot of the university, on the track of the university too. It's very fun. I enjoy a lot. I learn a lot. All the time you learn a lot. This was my favorite shoot. I remember this shoot because I have 3 screws in my hands like this when I suffer fractures when I'm building my own this kind of shoot with like a hand. My second shoot I built by my own is another system like this. It's similar to Taffety in the US. It's a system in squeezy. I work for, I don't remember exactly 20 years work with this kind of shoot. But in Bristol, 2013, I went to the Lions Training Conference. I know Pale. This opportunity buy me my first KVK shoot, the SP2. And then when you learn to use it, this kind of machine, it's for me changed a lot of my life because more speed, you know, different. I make per day in this kind of shoot 100 cows per day trimming. And then in 2015 changed to power pack. And then to 2022 changed for this one. This is Tru-Test, like outside you can see. I trim a lot with them. Very fast work. Yeah, I like that. While I trim, I love working with my hands. Yeah. When I'm painting some, painting, building my home with my wife together, and maybe I have a house garden too. I make everything with my hands. I like that. I work with this kind of university in Chile, Austral, Católica, San Sebastián, Santo Tomás, Universidad Mayor. I collaborate with the student of the last year of veterinary. I teach for this student my class about the hoof care. I work with this university from Colombia, Antonio And foundations like Tres Hojas, Agrocapacita, Matei is training people like agriculture schools. And Consorcio Lechero is make the articulation with the industry, with the farmers, all together, work on different stuff like animal welfare, different stuff, very, very nice to work with them. All my students, I show these little words about the Lucio Aneo Seneca. He's a Roman philosopher, politician, orator, and very known for his work of moral nature. He shared with my students these words. Look is where preparation and opportunity converge. You have to prepare, you have to know, you have to study, because those who will prepare, those who will study, those who will visualize what they want are able to perceive opportunities much better. I try to teach them, because when I start to trim, I see some opportunities before nobody want to trim cows, because it's very heavy water, very dirty water, I know. But many people don't like that. In Chile now, you can find, for example, in the milking system, you can find 183 robots for milking. You can find the more big milking parlor with a robot in the world. It's Cali, where I live, 400 kilometers where I live, have 90 robots. It's 4,000 baby cows with robots. But now it's grow and grow, this kind of system in Chile. And now I have a 22 kVK in Chile, 3 Anca, 1 co-comfort chute, 1 2K chute. It's the people now concerned about that. More people invest money in these things, you know, because knowledge is very important, because it's a small country, you need to improve all the time. In our herds, the typical in the central area is a Mediterranean climate, the is temperate climate. The cows I give my service is around 400 and 1,800 milking cows. Here is more small farms, 20 cows, 30 cows, to 1,300 cows in this area. This is the cow of my father's, where I live. This is the volcanic there in this area. This is a typical system with TMR, all this stuff. We work with principal, I work with the Holstein and Jersey. This is the principal where in the central area is only Holstein. The prevalence, I can find, this is our work, in the central area, into the barns. The most important lesion is overgrowth and digital dermatitis. It's more frequently, almost 50%, like this, you know. But obviously, it's a lack of maintenance. The people don't have somebody trim the cows in this area. For this reason, I need to travel every 6 months, or try to, you know, to make the balance with this cow, like this. You know Photoshop? It's very typical. You can see something like that. It's flash used in this kind of barn. It's very good, but not with the lame cow inside, you know. This is a problem, because this poor region is very frequently in this kind of system. Like this, it's very typical for hygiene condition, like this. There's a small farmer, 20 cows to 1,600 cows. The problem is very similar. Or on bed like this. Yeah. If the farmer asks you, I don't know why I have a lot of diseases and dermatitis. Yeah. Like this, that's very, very bad, I know. Here in the central area is very close to the capital city. This is the sun manipulation, hill erosion, digital dermatitis together. I take some samples, I showed some work in the Bristol and UK for the International Hoof Trimming Conference about some samples for that. Interdigital problems too. Yeah. And with the pasture, what I can find, the prevalence was 90%. The most important here is what line is this? It's almost 70%. Complete booster, double soul. Yeah? It should be working in It's very typical in the south when the people move the cow, use the real lecture like this. Because the meeting, I don't see that. Yeah, it's so bad. Create a lot of problems with that. Oh, the space for cows is because now the farming in Chile grow, but don't grow with the space for the cow, you know. Or some management of the reproductive period like this. Now I work a lot in this area. The Australian University some project for work to evaluate the cow some place for protection for the winter, the raining, how improve the the production stuff. It's very difficult in the south. Or full walking surface like this one that is open for these two areas. Or a slippery surface like this, you know. It's not artistic, you know. It's not like that. All very long distance to walk. I tried our client, the cow, don't walk more than 1 kilometer, but you can find along this or very, very long distance. This is a problem we have. In the typical lesion I can find, like this, and the people in the front say, yesterday, up here rain, yesterday, maybe 1-3 months before, and this farm, the problem is the farmer don't consider to trim previously when the cow goes to breastfeed. This farmer called me only for the lame cows. And typical one line you can find is very difficult. My shoot I work, I have a Dodge Ram 2500 model, a trailer with 6 meters inside. Now I buy me a diesel generator Kubota, it's 15 kVA. Here. Yeah, I use the Liempen 200, the trailer for moving. Sometimes change I have 2 trucks, the same truck for change sometimes for maintenance. My typical day setup is something like this. I try to arrive early in the morning, 6 a.m. or 7. One helper to me is all the time is practitioners. People study agriculture school. I teach them, I prepare. When you prepare, he said, bye, doctor. But I like that. I like to work with young people, to training them. It's a typical. I think I lost time in this kind of setup. I think, but when I prefer lost time here. But when I trim, I win a lot of time when one cow waiting for me. The maximum per day in my case was 240 cows. I trim alone with one helper, take the limbs. In 3 days, 680 cows is the maximum. This is the farm. This farm have 1,380 cows. Yes, it's in the grass system, but consider sometimes give some food into the barns in the winter time. That's only the winter. Yeah. My tool I use it. I try to work and redesign different products. Our company, I work with my wife in the commercial area around how many years? 15 years. Yeah. I use this kind of this is a autoclave modification only with 2 inserts. I have our knife, our grinder, modificate, buy 10 or 20 and modificate the protection, you know, the handle. I like this model because it's very light, very fast. I like that. For me, this is the tool I will never travel without. I don't imagine it with only with knife. Yeah, I have all these kind of products, like for food, but our wraps, rubbers, polyurethane, glue, our what we have in the country. It's difficult to start, but when you start, it's great. For handling and safety, I worked many times with Doctora Temple Grande and Doctora Carmen Gallo from the Trump University, and how to move the cow, you know, very quiet, very easy. It's very nice to work with them, very nice. I try to transpass this information to our students. She is Natalia, is a veterinarian from Costa Rica. Worked with me for 3 or 4 months in Chile. She learned a lot, very good for workers from Costa Rica. I like it so much. But this guy is from Chile. He's a student from my school, so you know. Doctor, when you call me for trim again, yeah, okay, don't worry. It's not only problem with Álvaro. There's another guy. Oh, my, you know. But I trim, I drive, I make everything. This guy is very everything. I know. For my personal protection, I use our gloves, neutral gloves, this breeze protection. I try to use it, but it's very difficult to me acostumbrate that. The protection, the UX bionic, and our apron, like this. This is the basic overall. And try to keep the biosecurity all the time. I try to that. For a reason, my major investment was in for washes with some detergent, some disinfectant. This takes time. I consider 50 minutes to wash because I don't like to change all the days the fan. I prefer one fan, 1 week from each range. But every day change and wash. That is a lot of work. I don't like too much. But I need it for biosecurity. I'm a vet. All the people know you are a vet. The trimming method, I take this, or obviously another books, tools and rep, and have to get a trimming. When I start on up to, I work this way, a similar position, you know. This is my method, I use it. I try to modify it. Obviously, you learn and learn in any conference and try and apply every stuff. What happened now, what is the principal problem I can find in Chile is many people trim cow but never take a course. For example, this guy is a technical guy, he's very cheap, charge very cheap, but don't use it, the hoof tester, nothing, you know, put the block in this way, in this farm, 7 blocks in this way. It's a new method. And I don't understand that. Crazy. Or the same guy, too short. It's very frequently to find that. In Chile, I'm training around 500 per year training people. I train 500 per year in hoof technique, all this stuff. Like this. Like this. This work was made for a veterinarian. This guy take a course in US. He's veterinarian, you know. I need to prepare to transfer again. Yeah. It's very complicated. Like this cow is a pregnant cow. It's a go to dry period. If you see in the front, look like this. Now it's laying cow. This is very frequently you can find out. And this farmer have 1,000 cows. It's a lot. Why you do that? No, because it's very healthy for the cow. Lose a little ground, it's good. When you let that, yeah. And how my tape record for me is very challenged because I start with paper, you know, with the rain is very complicated, with the rain take notes in the paper. For the reason buying the stick that is from New Zealand, the Tru-Test sticker, I configure it for record the hoof lesion. Yeah, it's very, very nice, very fast. The good things, I think, because in Chile, is the government is very strict on some stuff, similar to Canada, with the Chilean guy copy the system with the ear tag, electronic device. For me, it's very fast. It's preventive, beep, that's it. Preventive, one. It's curative, beep, number two. This all the lesion appear, remember, like this. For example, this farm, the name is the Romo. This is the electronic device, the cow. This kind of trim is preventive. How many cows in this session? 384 cows. Nice. When I finish, it's possible to synchronize with Bluetooth with my phone, and all this my session, this farm, another farm, different farms. If, for example, one farm, you open, you can see all the animals, the ear tag electronic device, and you can share with your farmer all completely recording the moment. Or arriving home, connected USB, my computer, and put all the information in my computer. Like this. With Excel, it's very easy. You can find and search in your Excel preventive how many, curative how many. For example, this cow in the front left, you can find blood and wrap. The lesion in the middle claw, ulcer, in the rear limb, the right is what like this, you know, very, very easy. To keep, to work for the different research, it's very nice to work with that. How many minutes? 2 minutes, perfect. For our farmers, I try to make something for it. Obviously, I train people in the farm. I give some poster for locomotion scoring, more short. Locomotion scoring, some typical lesion you can find for training them. I work with Consortium Lechero. It's made different stuff to teach them how you building some track for the cow, you know, the distance, for healthy claw. I made Francisca's 38 page about the hoof care, or prepare some this kind of plastinate hoof or teach them the internal structure. I have a lot of this stuff. I try to explain to our farmers so simple because when I study my master's degree, I work with the typical sprecher locomotion score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's very difficult for me. I try to simplify this. For me, is sound or lane. In the middle, it's not possible to identify what is the link number 2. It's very easy to do that. I showed this in Santiago in the World Metric Conference 2010, or it was in Bristol 2013 with Francisca, my wife. I try to work wool hair. I like more wool hair than this. I have only 4 or 5 customers every month I go. I try all my time wool hair. Like this. Yeah. This happened, one vet in Ecuador, he broke the arm. I put all the money in the surgical because don't have a good shoot for work. It's very important, our security. I did this kind of thing, this, or some guy like this, the grinders. It's complicated. This is my students, different training course, different countries, my wife, my friends. I have a lot of work. So it's crazy. The association for keeping away, you know. I hope that. Thank you very much. I like this work with love and good milk, the cow, the milk, and the other wing, you know. What I mean is where I live. This is for my contact, social media. Thank you very much for your time.
job you're doing to try to teach both hoof trimmers in Chile. And talking about lady cows, then our next